So this week I was at quite a lot of Halloween sound effects with the students, well, the younger ones in particular. And what we were discovering was really all the different sounds the guitar can offer you that aren't in the form of chords or riffs. So, like as an example, I got the pick and that was one simple little effect. So a pick scrape would work really well. And then we had some knocks, many different types. And I was encouraging them to explore around the body of the guitar because that way you get some deep sounds, then some higher sounds, door knocks, sort of we'd say doors creaking like that again. And even this, someone discovered this one. Okay, so with all those, we'd quite an amount. And then finally, the last thing was, we were picking random notes up high. So like, as an example, I could pick these two. Now, listening to that, you might think, it's not that scary. But what we ended up doing was, we put them into a program called Audacity, which I'm going to show you in a moment. It's a free program for laptops, or, well, home computers, if anybody has one still. And it's really good at adding in these extra effects that can make those little sounds sound so much more scary. So we'll go into that now. So the program I'm using here is called Audacity. Now, Audacity is brilliant. It does anything you'd need to make a great Halloween soundtrack and to make great Halloween sound effects. And it's free. And it's available, as far as I'm aware, it's not out on the App Store because there's quite a lot of functionality in this. So you'd need a laptop or a home PC to use it. Now, I have two guitar tracks you'll see here. On the top I have guitar 1 and below it I have guitar 2, which I've muted. Now, I'm going to just play what was recorded here. And actually, first of all, I'm going to amplify it. So by amplify, for anyone who's not aware of this, it just means I'm going to make it louder. Okay, so I'll just go one more time because you'll hear a lot more clearly what's going on. There we go. So here was what a student put down during the week. We'll take a listen to it in its original form. Okay, so there's some knocking effects going on. Now, I'll just play the first. You'll notice the first 4 hits here. The first 4 big ones. Okay, so I'm going to select those. Now, as I said to the younger students, if you'd picture to some scary cartoons, or somebody even said Scooby-Doo, there is that image of like a dungeon, a castle, something up a mountain that's massive. And when the building is massive, there's quite a lot of reverb in it. Okay, I want to use the word echo, but I'll get to that. So we're going to say it's reverb that's going on, and we click reverb. Now you'll notice here I have room size selected and it's at 100. So we're going to listen now how those 4 hits sound with the added reverb. Instantly more spooky in my eyes anyways. So I'm going to add that in. And you'll notice even how the waveform changes shape because of this new added effect. So we've that then. And the other thing you can also do is, you'll see there are many options up and down here. I'm just going to talk about a handful. They're the ones that I found to be the most useful this week. So changing pitch was a massive one. So pitch, not as in football pitch, as I said to a few. Pitch is to do with how low you can make it sound. So, or how high you can make it sound. So I'm just going to change it here. We'll have a listen now. Okay, getting spookier. So we'll leave it at that. And instantly the younger gang were saying they had images of like footsteps and someone banging on doors and things like that. So that is the pitch. So now we'd amplify to make it louder. We had the reverb down here to make it sound like it's in a big, big building. And then we had to change the pitch feature to change how low it sounded. Now we'll get to that in a while to make it sound higher. But the next thing is you can change the tempo. Now we're going to skip the speed. Okay, we're just going to talk about tempo. And tempo is in fact the speed as well, but it won't change how high the notes sound. Okay, so I'm going to make it a bit slower. Okay, so we'll add that in. And of course, you can make it faster by pulling it the other way. Okay, it can sound more frantic, but I'm going to go slower. Somebody even said it sounded like T-Rex footsteps. Okay, so now we have this. Now, just to hear in comparison, take a listen to how that now sounds compared to what was done. So here you're going to hear 2 or 3 hits without any effects, then these big ones coming up. Pretty useful tool, I think you'll agree. Now, there are many other things here. Echo, like I was saying, echo and reverb. The reverb is how spacious you can make it sound. Echo, as I said to the kids, like when you go into a cave or something and you wanted to, when you're younger and you wanted to hear how the echo worked, you'd shout echo. So that's how I was helping them remember that one. Now, I'm going to select this again, and what we're going to do is we're going to add on an echo. Okay, so there's a delay time of 1 second. 1 second. And you hear that just creates a slight staggered delay and the waveform changes yet again. Now, I'm just going to do another bit. Now, you'll see I have this all selected here. I'm just clicking and dragging it, but I'm going to just select this bit here. And we're going to fade it in, so it's kind of creeping up on us. And see, it gets smaller, but then gets bigger. So we'll take a listen. Okay, pretty creepy still. And the last thing we'll do is I'm going to fade it out. So you just hit fade out, and that's it. And again, it shrinks. So we'll have a listen. And then we're back to the sound. Okay, now let's take a look. Oh yeah, this one's very creepy. Okay, so I'm going to select this again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select reverse. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's just going to reverse what was recorded, but it creates a weird sort of a sucking sound. So take a listen. Okay, so that's all that. Now, I'm just going to undo that reverse because I quite like the sound of it the other way. Now, I'm going to mute this one, and we're going to bring our focus down to this one down here. So this was another one done by a student. The unforgettable sound of an E string being hit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to again amplify it. Okay, it doesn't do any more. Now reverb straight away. Take a listen to how it sounds again without reverb. Add in this reverb. Pretty cool. And also, like, the room size doesn't always have to be set on 100. You can set it on anything you like, but I kind of like going extreme with this, so it's 100 here. Now, the next thing is, we talked about the pitch and about setting it lower. I'm going to set it higher now. Okay, so we're going to drag it all this way and take a listen. Does the job, I think. So now we've got that going on. And again, you can add in any of the other things you've seen. The wah-wah is pretty fun. We'll check how it sounds with this. Yeah, sometimes it can sound cool. Other times it can sound like you've gone full on 80s funk with it. So we kind of want to keep it spooky. Now, that is that track. I'm just going to do that much editing. Now, you're going to see I've both of them unmuted, so they're both going to play together. And the deal with it is, one could overpower the other. So what we'll do is I'm going to lower the volume on the bottom one because as you can see the sound wave is a bit bigger. We'll have a listen. Okay, now I'm going to up the volume, or actually, John will do. As a tip, guys, do you see the top of the waveform here and the bottom of it? How it's not coming close to the edges? That means you can give it a bit more amplification. So we go back into amplify. There we go, it's extended now. I'm going to lower this even more at the bottom one. Cool, so now we've got a bit of thumping and a bit of high stuff going on. So, and if you do want to pan it, like if you'd like to hear more of the thud coming out of the left speaker or your left headphone, you can drag the panner here to the left and drag this one to the right. So we'll hear all that. So this is the final one. And that sawing sound has no special effects on it. So you can imagine how that will sound with special effects. So that is a basic insight into this program called Audacity with just 2 tracks. Of course, you can add in as many as you like. And for those of you wondering, how exactly do I record the stuff in the first place? What I was doing was, I was recording using the Voice Memos app on my phone, or you could do the same on your iPod or your iPad, because I think that app is default in all those. You can also hit the red button here then to record from Audacity itself. So it goes directly into the program. You don't need to do any messing around with recording then on your phone and emailing it to your computer and stuff like that. Anyways, I hope you get fun out of this. I definitely had fun this week going through it with students. And that is it with the Halloween soundtrack creation. So I'd encourage you to give it a go. Like, it's really suited for Halloween, I found. Like, how would you say, Christmas, you'd be more focusing on getting nice, those sort of nice chordal runs. But Halloween, really, you don't even need chords. So it works pretty well. But if anybody has a go at it and wants to post in the comments underneath what they came up with, I'd love to hear it. All right, have a great Halloween.